In the bustling city of Nagpur, India, there lived a 13-year-old boy named Abhinav with an extraordinary dream: to build powerful solutions to big problems in the world. His dream brought him to WEquil App, where we helped him become the primary breadwinner for his family. Abhinav is one of many innovators I'm grateful to have in our global community. A community where kids and adults are empowered to personalize their path to success, leveraging their strengths, interests, and passions. A community for creators. Technology has forever changed how we can learn, grow, and create. The WEquil Community is a testament to this change, a global community with no shared genetics or geography, joined only by shared values, and a passion for leveraging strengths, interests, and passions to add value to the world. Digital tools, social media platforms, and artificial intelligence have revolutionized how humans can connect and collaborate, but the possibilities for a better tomorrow are far from realized. Social media all too often magnifies hate and misinformation, choosing deeper divides over creative communities, choosing content to consume and cast away over creative solutions and truly valuable projects. Nearly every post, tweet, and video created each day is never viewed again. Nearly every connection, follower, and friend is eventually found to be serving some ulterior motive. Our world has never been more connected, but the result has been communities never more divided. School shootings, depression, self-harm, and loneliness have all been rising since the year I was born 14 years ago, a time when many believed in a brighter future for kids like me. Today, I wish to share my journey with you, a journey that began by helping other young girls learn to leverage technology, a journey that I hope you will see as our journey together in our community. I was 8 years old when I first heard the word suicide while listening to a podcast with Professor Jonathan Haidt. He explained that more and more kids were hurting themselves, especially young girls. This tragic trend began around the year I was born in 2009. Self-harm rates for girls just a few years older than me tripled by the time I was 6 years old. What happened 14 years ago? No one knows for sure, but Professor Haidt laid the blame on social media. How could an app cause such harm? Why had I not learned about this at school? It didn't occur to me 6 years ago that such questions were not normal for an 8-year-old. I didn't know what normal was. What I did know back then, and believe strongly to this day, is that such a tragic problem is anything but normal and needs to be solved. Today, young girls are in a tech-enabled world fighting an uphill battle against stereotypes and our own inner demons telling us who we should be, how we should look, and what others expect us to say and do. Now, at age 14, I can see the problem more clearly, a problem that extends well beyond just young girls. A problem with causes magnified by technologies designed to hijack emotions to sell ads and fake relationships. Innovators turn problems into opportunities to make the world better. And that is why I built WEquil App. What do you tell kids who want to change the world? Someday, I hope to have kids of my own. When they share their dreams, I want to look them in the eye and tell them, I believe in you. Looking back, I must admit I didn't know how hard my journey would be. If I had known, I may never have tried. To innovate, to solve big problems in the real world, is the hardest path we can take. When I told my parents that I wanted to help save girls from social media, they listened. They didn't pat me on the head while filling it with false hopes that I can be anything. They didn't crush my passion by projecting their own opinions about what I should do. They told me the truth. One truth my parents told me is that if I wanted to solve such a challenging problem, I would need to learn a lot, not just how to build apps, but about everything, like a doctor diagnosing a problem before writing a prescription for the cure. I started reading a lot by leading minds in app building and technology like Paul Graham and Naval Ravikant. I started writing a lot about everything I was learning so I could structure my thinking and not forget. My learning was purposeful. a concept I call learn by doing. I applied my knowledge in real time, even if only to write and teach to my friends and family. Learn with intention. Learn to create value. Teaching is a great way to learn, so I started Code Academy, a $10 an hour tutoring service for friends. Money was not the main goal. Teaching helped me learn faster. Running a business also gave me real-world experience outside the structured environment of my elementary school. With the support of my parents, I also got my first smartphone and created my first social media accounts, not to consume content, but to create. I was acutely aware of how these platforms had been designed, not with the goal of helping people, but instead to maximize engagement. I had also witnessed my own friends change into very different people when engaging digitally. While in person, my friends were all kind and considerate, but the first time we engaged in a digital group chat, many became jealous and mean. Sometimes they would message mean things about each other to me, as if trying to win a popularity contest. At the time, this was very confusing. Nothing like that had ever happened before. The year was 2018. I was still just another kid in school. But more and more, I felt like I was on the outside, looking in, at a world full of young people unaware and unprepared for what was coming. A year of running Code Academy gave me enough confidence to try and build my first app. So my sister and I spent the summer of 2019 learning how to build mobile and web applications. That's when I first told Isla about the struggle I saw with girls at school that were only a bit older than she was. It was the first time Isla had ever heard of anyone wanting to hurt themselves. When she asked why, I said, well, no one knows for sure, but some people think apps like Instagram aren't healthy for girls. So she said, well, maybe we should build the Girls' Health app. That is how the Girls' Health app was born, the first iteration of WEquil App, the solution I am still building to this day. Our solution was simple, or so we thought. We wanted to create an alternative to Instagram that helped girls to connect and build relationships around healthy interests. We were excited, ready to launch, but summer had ended, so we went back to school. I didn't know it then, but that year would be my last. 9 months later, the pandemic hit and my life would change forever. The pandemic gave many kids freedom for the first time in their lives. Schools provide structure. Everyone knows what to do. But schools don't help kids learn how to take responsibility for their lives. My sister and I had learned how to learn the previous summer building the Girls' Health app. We decided our own schedule, we made our own food, we had a meaningful project that gave us motivation to learn. So when the pandemic hit, we didn't waste any time. We got right to work, building our own school. We called it WEquil School, a kid-led learning community where we create projects to share with each other. I made a Slack group and invited all our friends to come join. I made a website where we shared all of our projects. Every Monday, we met over Zoom to brainstorm ideas. Every Friday, we shared our creations with each other. 2 months later, my sister and I were interviewed by a company called GoGuardian to share how we had created a virtual school without grades, homework, or tests. I was a little nervous, but excited to share how we created a school personalized to each student's interests, where kids were motivated by curiosity instead of fear of failure. Fast forward to today, and we've helped create over 2,000 projects from over 500 students in more than 20 countries. Every day, kids and adults use WEquil App to personalize their learning experience, creating novel and useful projects on everything you can imagine, including essays, stories, clubs, classes, videos, games, apps, and small businesses across our global school. Over 2 years ago was when I started building WEquil App. I had only just begun my journey as an innovator, learning to leverage the power of technology to help solve a real-world problem. I didn't know how hard it would be. If I had known, I don't know if I would have had the courage to keep going. But I do know that I could never have done it alone. I also know that by channeling my strengths, interests, and passions to innovate, to create something novel and useful for the world, I unlocked something powerful deep within myself. We all have this power if we have the courage to try, to overcome our fear of failure, to overcome rejection, to reflect on what makes us uniquely beautiful, and use that strength to make the world a better place. No one knows for certain why children are suffering, why the rise in social media triggered a parallel rise in suicides, self-harm, and school shootings, tragedies of such an epic proportion that many seem to have given up hope. But I can share what my journey building WEquil App has taught me, and what I feel is true in my heart. The year I was born marked the beginning of a world connected. Platforms like Facebook grew from obscurity to near universal adoption. Many more would follow, each with their own unique twist on content creation. For Twitter, it was 140 characters. For Instagram, it was photos. But they all had the same business model: maximize engagement to sell ads. The goal of these platforms was never to create novel and useful content, lasting authentic relationships, or healthy communities built on shared values and principles. It should therefore be no surprise that these platforms tend to create cheap content and users that are more likely to feel depressed. WEquil App will never have ads. We win only by helping our members personalize their path to success, generating revenue from novel and useful projects born from their strengths, interests, and passions. Projects that can be anything from a fictional story to an app scaling a solution. Who are you? What is your passion? How do you want to change the world? My sister and I have been asking kids these questions since the beginning of the pandemic over 3 years ago. Now, I'm asking you to share your dreams with me too. Where do you hope your journey will take you? Share your direction with us and we can help you build the solution. WEquil App can support any business, career, school, community, and content you wish to create. Personalize solutions to each unique person. Dying are the days when humans had to live like machines, suppressing their individuality to find success in the industrial age. You can now learn just about anything for free and demonstrate competence to anyone in the world. Together, we have the power to set a new trend, one that brings young people hope over fear for their future. A future where technology helps us face our inner demons by helping us discover who we can be. We have an opportunity to lead by example for young people everywhere, how to create our own journey with courage, confidence, and curiosity. Together, we can help change the world for the better, stronger together in our community.